and call to order. We have three DEIB individuals present, so we can go ahead with our meeting. And I believe the new town manager wanted to introduce himself to us, and I believe he is on. Go ahead, sir.
Hey Josh, hello, Mr. Nichols and Hanson Brown. How are you guys doing? Um, this is the first time that we haven't had conflicting meetings where I could introduce myself, and I don't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to say to the group, particularly for people who volunteer their time to give back to the community, that I appreciate you. You matter to me, and I appreciate the commitment to serve on this committee. And so obviously Josh is the direct liaison to me. I'll try to attend meetings as I can, but typically we have a conflict usually with council meetings, but Josh is here in my stead. But I just want you to know that I value you all. I've been here for 2 months. So I still got a bit of time to get to know you all, et cetera, but just excited to be here and excited to work with you all. And I want you to hear that directly from me.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. And it's good to hear. And Mr. Nichols, I was able to sit in with Mr. Nichols when he interviewed, and I was impressed. So I'm glad we got that situation resolved. And I'm glad to hear we're looking at another interested member of joining our group. So excited to hear.
Well, thank you for your support.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys. All right, I'll let you get to business. I'll listen as I can. I have another meeting competing, but this is your meeting, and I bid you a wonderful night.
Excellent. You have a good night. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, next thing on our list is going to be introduction of new members. So I would just like to introduce myself. I am Josh Early, the chair of the DEIB committee for now. And so we have been, kind of just doing things here and there to get the general feel of how DEIB is accepted in the community and other things like this. But if you could go ahead and introduce yourself. This is the first time I've ever spoke to you.
Were you addressing me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. My name is Philip Nichols. I pretty much grew up in around the Boston area, went to high school at Whitman-Hanson. My parents lived in Hanson, left, went off to college, did a number of things, and started a family, got married, moved to Bridgewater in 1990. During that time, I fell right in based on the age of my children, volunteering in the schools, also becoming a head coach of football and coaching soccer, and also the vice president of Bridgewater Football League, and a number of other things along the way. And I kind of stumbled across this opportunity to serve as a member of the DEIB. And I'm glad that I'm here, and I'm hoping to learn a lot from tonight's meeting and moving forward.
Oh, awesome. Well, glad to have you. We're slowly building this team of people. And, the more people we have, the more work we'll be able to do. So that's kind of where we are, is just securing the personnel to move forward with certain projects. And our current posture is, we're doing things like community outreach. And I'm sure you're aware that, in today's climate, the whole DEIB terminology kind of has like a negative feel associated with it for various reasons. It's been kind of vilified for a while. And so one of the things we're putting forward is to actually rename the committee to simply the Belonging Committee, or the Inclusivity and Belonging Committee, to steer away from those, negative stereotypes that seem to be attaching themselves to this acronym. So we're working on that. We have something written up that's been passed forward, I believe, to the town manager at this point, Josh.
I received it. He's aware that it's on the agenda for you guys. We just need to go over the legality of changing a name that was put forth by the town council, things like that. So we just want to make sure that we approach this the correct way for it.
Okay, that sounds good. So that's where we're at with that. We are also looking at doing like some, partnership events and gaining support throughout the local community. And I've kind of been just, keeping my ear to the ground here and there. And just know that the DEIB committee in Bridgewater is supported by the local population. There's a lot of people who believe that committees like ours are very necessary, especially now. And so it's good to get these personnel in place because now we can start, really reaching out to these other groups and maybe, get a little coalition going. And pretty soon I'm going to be passing forward to you guys some like educational stuff that I would like for us to present to the town council. And the main goal of this is to show, why is DEIB, why it is important. I think a lot of the things that go along with DEIB get lost in translation, and we kind of have to pull things in and say, look, this is the message of DEIB. Like, yes, it can be a huge umbrella of things, but how is it going to affect the people in Bridgewater? We're not talking about corporations or, big business or any of that. Like, how is it going to affect the people that are living here? So that is pretty much how I envision our mission, is to just make sure people in our town are welcome and they know they're welcome and they're not being, alienated for any reason. And so does that sound good to you? Hello?
I'm not sure how many people are on the line, and I was hoping to listen more than talk. Do we already do a roundtable of who's here?
You're on your phone, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, so it's myself, it's Joshua McGraw, it's Ashley Hanson Brown, another member of the DEIB committee, and the town manager was on. So as far as I can see from my screen is that we have 4 present.
Okay, so Ashley is one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can introduce myself real quick. It's nice to digitally meet you, Philip. I have lived in Bridgewater since 2019. I'm a professor of psychology at Bridgewater State University. Been really involved with diversity initiatives at the university and excited to now be more involved in diversity initiatives in the town of Bridgewater. I also want to mention, Josh, before we get too far through the agenda, we should approve the previous meeting minutes as well.
Okay. All right, so that was from
August
26th?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go ahead and move to approve those.
Okay, I'll second the motion.
Okay, thank you.
Do we still need to call for a vote? Josh?
Yes, we do.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call for a vote to approve the August 26, 2025 minutes. So all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And Philip, you can vote. Yeah, you can vote on this, or you can abstain. It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't mind voting. That's fine. I think it's unanimous anyways, right?
Yeah.
If you vote in the affirmative, yes, it'll be unanimous.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Thank you. So also I went to a meeting with the BCCR, and that went very well. A lot of very knowledgeable people in there that are willing to, garner some support and help us out and things like that. And plus, it's just another, group of contacts to have that are local in town, and they're volunteers as well, and they're very passionate about Bridgewater and making this place, safe, inclusive for everybody. So I'll be in touch with them more in the future. One of the things that I would like to do at some point, I would like to have our members just write down in an email what they believe are some things that we really need to put front and center. Because we have the bodies to do it now, like I really think we need to start getting to work. So if you guys could just write down what you would like to see this committee do, what is very important to you, and send it over to Josh, and Josh can share it with all of us. That would be a great starting point to get a battle plan drawn up for, we could do like a standout. We could do public outreach. We could, create and hand out flyers. There's all kinds of things we could do to spread the word about, how inclusivity and how belonging impacts all of us.
Yeah, and Josh, just to expand on that, I like to remind all my committees, please utilize me as far as getting messages out there for like social media and things like that. So if you guys are going to meet with BCCR or anything like that, in the capacity of the DEIB committee for the town, just let me know, and I can get that on Facebook, get that on the town website, things like that. So
Okay,
feel free to
excellent.
reach out anytime with that. I tell all my committees the same thing. Make sure you're utilizing me.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much. We're going to definitely need that in the near future.
Josh, I also spoke with Jill Beckwith, who's the executive director of the Martin Richard Institute for Social Justice on BSU's campus, about whether they would be interested in partnering with us for events. And she said yes, depending on what the event is, some other offices around campuses might be more appropriate, but it definitely sounds like various organizations at the university would be interested in partnering with us. So that's an avenue that we can follow up on as well.
Oh, excellent. Okay, great. And I think Shirley was supposed to meet with the, what was it, the senior committee? Yeah. So we're gonna have to get in contact with her through Josh about that to see if she's made any progress with that. But really, that was all of the things from the agenda we had assembled. And there's really not been any like forward momentum other than, making contacts and things like that. But now that we have another member, that will help us out greatly. So, Philip, is there anything you would like to see happen in the short term while we're on the committee? Is there any questions you have about the committee or anything?
Yeah, just a couple of things come to mind. I'm wondering with using another name and dropping the DEI, are we creating a new name, or are we going with something that already exists?
Okay, yeah. So the posture throughout like corporate America with DEIB programs is they've simply relabeled and but not really shifted priorities. A lot of the businesses across the United States simply shed the name because it has like a lot of negative messaging being attached to it, to the point where people are using it as almost as an insult. And so across corporate America, they've kind of they have like gotten away from the whole DEIB acronym, and they're using words that can't be misconstrued. If somebody says like, hey, this is the inclusivity committee, and that's it. You really can't twist that, but DEIB is still the core of it, the tenets of DEIB. So a lot of them, they simply relabel to stay out of trouble. And I'm not saying that we should do that to stay out of trouble, but I'm saying that we should do that to get rid of that negativity attached to that, the unfortunate negativity attached to that acronym,
Okay. And has anybody complained about that, or locally, Bridgewater?
So yeah, so I was hanging out once and I was kind of talking, and I'm sure you've heard I've heard you've heard like didn't earn it, like the whole how they're kind of twisting the acronym to say something kind of, not good, right? Um, so that is something that's floating around. And I do know a lot of people, they know DEIB, but they really don't know what it means. And because it's a longer acronym, they really don't take the time to learn what it means. And so those are the two things that I've kind of seen happening is, DEI being used as the whole didn't earn it thing locally. And also it being something that people are kind of tired of hearing, they're just like DEIB, whatever. Both of which are just very bad for the work we want to do,
I gotcha.
Yeah.
It
So those are
seems
kind
as
of
though-
my experiences with why we should, or my reasons why we should change.
I gotcha. And create a new one or borrow someone else's that may have had experience in making the transition from DEIB to another name.
No, I just think a relabel would be good because at the end of the day, the DEIB committee is just about, making sure people feel like they belong in our community. It's really going to be difficult to apply DEIB from like a corporate point of view to put it into like the town, And so really just, I think we need to cut off a lot of the fluff that goes with it and just say like, hey, look, you're here in our town, you belong here, and we'll do everything we can to, incorporate you into the town, which is what we should do as good neighbors,
Yes. So it's
And yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just thinking, the upside of that seems to be that, everybody's treated equally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, you can apply to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes.
so it, it, it seems as though not only a rebadging, maybe a more clear definition of what it is, not so much, the DEIB, whatever it's changed to,
Mm-hmm.
because it will be original, right? For Bridgewater, does that sound right, or am I off the mark?
No, that is the goal, is to have like, a creed for Bridgewater to kind of fall in with, Um, and I believe we already have one, and we should actually do some digging and some research on that and see where they are with that. Because I think they were supposed to vote on doing that again at some point, reading or um, Josh, can you remind me? Doesn't Bridgewater already have like an inclusivity charter?
Yes.
Right.
I'm trying to remember what the actual resolution is. I can't
Mm-hmm.
not off the top of my head. I couldn't tell you. But
Mm-hmm.
I can get that information for you.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to look at that because I know it was voted on in the past and it wasn't it didn't have the votes or for whatever reason it didn't have the votes that it needed to go forward. But I think that's definitely something we can revisit.
Sounds good.
But yeah, but I think the rebranding, I know a lot of people look at it like, oh, you're rebranding the DEI, so maybe you're letting like them win or whatever it is. But to me, it's really not about like winning or losing. It's about being inclusive, you know.
Gotcha.
And that goes for everybody in Bridgewater. It's like we have LGBTQIA plus in our town. We have people from all kinds of ethnic backgrounds in our town. Like it is um, a very mixed place, and it's we can have a great time with that. for everybody. And we should,
Yeah.
we shouldn't celebrate our differences. We should celebrate our, commonality and things like this.
Yes. Ashley, you mind if I ask a question to you?
Sure.
I'm just wondering, you had mentioned a contact that you have at Bridgewater State University that kind of works with, maybe adjacent to the work we're trying to do.
Yes.
Do you think that person will be a resource to help navigate a change? Maybe she has some experience in doing it. Maybe she went through it when she first came to the university.
You're still referring to the committee name change?
Yeah, the committee name change and what's happening at her level within the university. Maybe she has a little bit of experience there.
Yeah, well, we're very fortunate that we have not, I don't know what the upper management have experienced, but we have not had to change any of our DEI related like committees or offices or anything like that. And BSU actually just this past summer just put up signs in some of the buildings about how we're reaffirming our commitment to the values of diversity and racial justice, which I think is so awesome. So fortunately, we have not had to deal with some of those things, knock on wood, so far, that I know other universities have. Having said that, though, I do know that the MRISJ, which is the Martin Richard Institute for Social Justice, it did used to be called just the Institute for Social Justice until Martin Richard was an 8-year-old boy, I think he was 8, who was killed in the Boston Marathon bombing. And they renamed, this was before I started here, but they renamed the institute to incorporate his name in it. So I don't know if that is along the lines of what you're looking at, but I do know that the MRISJ has undergone that kind of a name change, but not one related to external pressures.
Okay. Okay. It would seem to be interesting because, I may be a bit naive. It's been quite a while. I took a couple of courses at Bridgewater State when it was a college, and it seems as though that colleges are usually progressive places, and maybe we can learn a little bit from their journey. I don't know. And if you folks think that's helpful in navigating our way through, then maybe we can lean on what somebody else has already done.
Yeah, I mean that seems reasonable to me. I don't remember Jill Beckwith, who's the executive director. I don't think she's a resident of Bridgewater, but I could see potentially inviting her to one of our future meetings. I just would want to make sure that if we're asking her to come, in the evening to volunteer her time for that, I would want to make sure that we have a really solid plan of like what we want to talk to her about. So I would want us to figure that out before we invited her.
That sounds good.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. Hey, are the crickets I'm hearing coming from my house, or do I have a window open, or is it imagined?
I have a window open and very loud crickets. You might be hearing it from me.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty soothing. I was just wondering. I get them too, more in the back of the house than the front.
Okay, so I think that the first thing we have to do is, we'll each write up our own little thing about, what we want the DEIB committee or the belonging committee to be. And we'll send that over to Josh. And if Josh could just compile that and share it like with the group, that'd be great. And I think that once we have that established, we can move forward with our other objectives. I just think it's really awesome that we have people that are volunteering for these positions. And I feel like we're getting to a place where we're going to have, the bodies, and we're going to have the power to actually, go forward and do some good in the name of inclusivity and belonging. So thank you guys for volunteering and putting in the work. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being our fearless leader, Josh.
Fearless, yes.
Yeah, we'll just keep swinging, you know?
That's
Josh,
right.
Josh, would you send, maybe you already did, but the information from the original request for Bridgewater to create a DEIB committee and the survey that was done a couple of years ago, that would probably be really useful for Philip to be able to see, especially because they outlined a lot of like ideal action items. I think if we all wanted to review those, that would be a great starting point for us to kind of pick out of all the things that were generated, and there was a lot of ideas generated. Of all the things that were generated, what do we think are the most important things for us to start with?
Yeah, definitely.
So that can be our homework. We'll go ahead and we'll all read over that. So next time we have a meeting, we'll be prepared for that. Yeah, excellent. Do you guys have anything else you want to discuss?
Well, Josh, did you want me to talk about so I might have added it. Um, there was the DEIB presentation to town council. Do you want me to just talk on that real quick?
So, yeah. So one of the things that's going to happen with this presentation is I've got to be really thorough when I build this thing, and I am going to have to pass it over to you guys and have you take a look at it, because there's there's a stark difference between like a corporate DEI and like social DEIB, right? And a lot of the things that I think we need to focus on should be like away from the corporate sector stuff. Like we're not necessarily concerned about what they're concerned about. And so this is really going to be more of a briefing on how to make somebody feel included in a community. And so it's actually a lot more technical than just hitting like a DEIB, like corporate DEIB, slideshow or something like that. But it is being built. It just has to be built well. But once I have it built, I'll go ahead and send it over to Josh, and he can disseminate that to you guys. You can tell me what you think about it, and any input on that product would be very welcome. So don't hesitate. But I'll get that thing sent out as soon as I'm done with it. I just have to be really thorough and make sure that it's right before I send it out.
Okay. I just wanted to check in on that. We are scheduling
Thank you.
several of the committees to do presentations. We just have to be aware, that there are going to be some nights where there's some contentious items on there where we might not be able to get you on right away. So we're just trying to schedule things in advance and keep everybody in mind and get that all set up. But yeah, if you want to send it over to me, I can get it out to everybody and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, well, if nobody else has anything to add, I think we can go ahead and adjourn this meeting.
Oh, can I just ask one more question?
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, I've been a little bit inundated with meeting requests, so I'm just trying to get, when do you guys expect that you want to get meet again? Because that way I can just get ahead of it and just set a reminder for myself.
Yep, I'm thinking, could we do like, how does the 7th sound? What was it? October 7th?
Okay.
That's a Tuesday, same time.
6:30.
Yep. How's that sound to you guys?
Sounds good.
That sounds good.
October 7th at 6:30. Okay.
Well, let
excellent.
me just say this. Like I had mentioned before, we do have an applicant, and if everything goes well and the CAC recommends them, they'll actually be ratified at this October 7th meeting. If you guys just pushed it one
Okay.
more week, you could actually then have them be ready to attend your next meeting. That might.
Okay, that'd be what, the 14th?
Yeah. If that's too far, that's no problem. I just
No, you know what? I think that would be good, because I would really like to have all of us here, as many people on the committee here as possible. So
Okay.
yeah, what day are they supposed to be? Oh, they're supposed to be getting like
They
sworn in on the
they'll be
2nd.
ratified at the next town council meeting, which is October 7th. I
Okay.
send out the letter the next day. They would just need to get sworn in. So that would give
Okay.
them
Awesome.
almost a week to get sworn in.
Okay. Excellent. How do you guys feel about that? Pushing it out to the 14th? Is that okay?
That works.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So our next meeting, October 14th at 6:30, and hopefully we'll have another member on board. Okay, great. Awesome.
How many members are there now?
So now we have 5.
Actually, yeah, the newest member would make it 6 though. Yep, we
Mhm.
have 5 right now, and hopefully 6th coming up.
Yep.
Great. Great.
Okay, excellent. So if we have nothing else, I'd like to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. It's 7:02. All right. So, well, thank you all for being here. I appreciate, again, your time, volunteering, and stuff like that. It means a lot to me.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
All right,
you.
have a good night, everyone.
Nice meeting you. Have a good night. Bye.
Nice to meet you, Philip.
Bye,
Same.
everyone.